The Fiery Void project was a dream given form. Its goal, to allow people to play Babylon 5 Wars online distantly and in their own time. It's a place to hang. A third space away from home for geeks of all kinds. Normies and nerds wrapped in 2,500,000 bits of spinning code, all alone on the web. It can be an odd place, but it's our best hope for fun. This is the story of a Babylon 5 Wars adaptation. The year is 2025. The name of the place is Fiery Void.
Oh man, that was great. I just had goosebumps all over. Right, people, welcome to The Fleet, episode 1 of our Fiery Void podcast. We're going to subtitle this episode, Yes, but do you have a German wife? Because a lot of us have German wives. Tom, you do not have a German wife. What are you doing here?
Well, she's ginger, and what can I say? She just stole my soul. And my heart.
That's good enough. That's good enough. That's okay. You're in. So, people out there, like I said, welcome to the Fiery Void podcast. What you are going to hear is a couple of adult guys? That sounds bad. A couple of mature guys that are talking about a long-lost hobby of theirs, giving new form in a desktop, in a browser environment. So we're going to talk spaceships, but I would say before that, maybe some quick statements of what you all can expect from us, from this podcast. What can we expect, gentlemen?
Oh, I'd say a little bit of everything. This is, as you said, it's been a hobby that we've enjoyed. I've been playing Babylon 5 Wars since the first edition came out in, I'm afraid to say it, 1997. So it's been it's like, that's a long time. No, it's been a fun hobby. It's something that I've enjoyed. It ties into the Babylon 5 show, which is one of my favorite sci-fi shows of all time. And so it's been it's a great hobby, and I think we're going to be talking about this game, and then the community that's been forming online around this online adaptation of the tabletop board game. And I think this is, and I say this with complete sincerity, this is probably the best online community I've ever been a part of. It's a great group. We're small at the moment, but it's a very welcoming group. It's a very enjoyable group to hang out with, and hopefully we can bring more into enjoy our love of the game, or enjoy our love of the of Babylon 5 itself, and the community that we have here.
Okay, well, everybody, that's our first episode. So thank you for listening.
Later, guys.
I just cut to the core. There we go. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
No, you said it all, man. You said it.
It. Clear to the point, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
So, Tom, what are you bringing to the board?
Well, I'm bringing a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, and I am the newest of our bunch in the group, because you two date back to this game quite some time. I didn't come into Fiery Void until about a year ago. I'd played the tabletop, the Babylon 5 Wars, back in the early 2000s. Loved Babylon 5 from the get-go. I've loved science fiction for as long as I can remember. But the problem for me was finding people to play it, because one of the things that I always found with Babylon 5 Wars is that, when you're dealing with a wargaming community that largely prefers things like Warhammer and to a lesser extent Battletech, it's really hard to get somebody to want to do something that involves lots of math and pretty much spreadsheets. So Fiery Void was my opportunity to finally get to play the game the way it was meant to be played. And anyone who has seen me online will know that I have been making up for lost time to the nth degree.
You lost me at math. What? There's math in this game? Where?
Well, it's all behind the veil, in the darkness between galaxies.
It's in the void.
Ooh.
Oh.
There you go.
So that's why I keep losing this game. You got to be a brainiac.
Well, I mean, I don't sit here and plan out my moves about three steps in advance like some of our other friends do, but
Ah, shout out to Jonathan. Hey, John, out there somewhere.
I just rig the dice in the game. That's when I'm playing with the code. That's what I've been trying to learn in the coding.
Yeah, well, but more about that later. I would say since we are going to do this with a couple of guys, so there are about 5 people on the team. We got Jonathan, who's doing the research and the technical support, but he's chasing turkeys at the moment, so he's not here. We got Abe. Abe is also one of the hosts, but he's out there fighting the enemies of the human race somewhere. So that leaves us 3 at the moment to do the first inaugural episode. So I'd say, well, let's give the listeners a little bit about the background, about who we are and how we came to this place. Tom, you already brushed up on that. So anything more about your background?
Well, for me, I come from the BattleTech world. I was into BattleTech before I ever got into Babylon 5. However, I was always interested in Babylon 5 as soon as I saw the show. In fact, ironically, and this is going to surprise a lot of people, the very first episode I ever watched the entirety of was A View from the Gallery, which, season 5... It definitely did not give me an idea of what the show was about, but let me tell you, it got me interested like no other. And, when I was in college, the DVD sets came out, and they always seem to come out during finals week, which is not good for me. I still got a 3.5 in college, but still, it was one of those situations that not the best of timing here with Warner Brothers, but I've loved science fiction. I love the ships. And the Omega class destroyer was probably one of the things that intrigued me more than anything else between that and the Star Fury.
Because it goes around and around and around.
Mm-hmm. I love circles.
I won't start singing a song. I will not punish everyone with that.
Yeah, no need to spin us.
Right, Jeff.
Oh, where do I come into this? I actually came into the Babylon 5 Wars out of Starfleet Battles. So I started playing that back in, all the way back in middle school, things like that. Had a group that, ironically, I was in just waiting after school one day, and I saw one of my teachers he had a group of people. They were playing like some board games and stuff like that, and it turned out to be diplomacy. So that's what got me into doing tabletop gaming and things like that. I then started working with met one of my friends there. That's what got me into Starfleet Battles. What's nice about Babylon 5 is you were talking about like spreadsheets and things like that. Starfleet Battles is very intense, very rules intensive. And it was fun. I liked kind of the crunchiness of it, if you will. It's like there's tactics and different ways of different units move and stuff like that. And plus, add the loose tie-in to the original series of Star Trek. But then, as I kind of got into college and started doing some other stuff, that your time kind of your time availability kind of starts decreasing to some degree, and that's when. Yeah, oh yeah, I know. And that's when a friend of mine introduced me to Babylon 5 Wars. And that was with the first edition, and I didn't get too much into it during the first edition, but really when the second edition came out, that's when it really took off for me. And Tom, like you were saying, I love the Omega, the Star Fury is iconic, things like that. So it just had a really nice tie-in with the show in terms of it really felt like you were bringing the units from the show into the game and things like that. So it was actually my brother and I wound up playing B5 for many, many years. In fact, when we were in different states, we both had maps, and we would call each other over the phone, and we'd set up and we'd play a game with the first virtual version of the game that we both have a map, and we'd tell each other where we were moving on the board and things like that. And
it's like chess by mail.
Oh yeah, exactly. And so then finally, I got into Fiery Void maybe probably about 6 years ago now. It's amazing how much Fiery Void has evolved in that time, and I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit later. But that's kind of my background where I came into it here.
Huh. Yeah, first edition, long range twin arrays for the Centauri. That's what I remember. But Back when the Empire was great. So we kind of I'm a fan head. Sorry to all the listeners out there. I love the Centauri. I love me some purple.
That explains why we battle so much.
Nobody's perfect. It's okay.
I try to be.
I just want to bring order to the galaxy. That's all.
That's the Empire again. That's a Star Wars thing. But yeah, well, later. So, listeners out there, first I gotta tell you something. You might have noticed that there's something wrong with my voice. Well, there's nothing wrong with my voice. I'm not American. There, I said it. I came out of the closet. I'm not American. I'm the only European of the bunch. I have some American twangs to my accent sometimes. Sometimes I lose the accent. Sometimes
all this time I thought you were from Portland.
No Oregon for me. So sometimes I go Scottish, sometimes I go Brazilian, sometimes I go German, Norwegian, all over the place. So if my accent changes, I'm sorry. So that's also why I love Londo Mollari. I mean, it's so good to talk like him sometimes. It's amazing. Yeah, but
you can pull it off much better than us.
Yeah, it's normal. Yeah, that's yeah. You do the Jakar thing, but not me. I hit a guy. So me. I am Fred. I'm 52. I think I'm the oldest of the bunch. I've been playing. Aren't you supposed to say hi, Fred? It's like a group thing here. No?
Hi, Fred.
Yeah, it's Alcoholics Anonymous, but on a different scale here.
I'm a recovering tabletop gamer.
Yeah, stuff like that. So I've been playing this for I don't know how many years. It must have been. It's about the same as you, Jeff, I guess. I remember shoving the things around on a board, going to buy blisters of little metal ships.
Yes.
That were sometimes very horribly sculpted.
Yeah.
And impossible to glue together. I remember gluing together my first Omega. Man, I've been trying to glue that motherfucker together for about 5 years. It's like it's impossible to do. So I'm from that time, and then it died, and I had nothing to play. So I tried Warhammer once and stopped doing that automatically because I lost before I put my first mini on the table. And it's still like that, I hear. So I haven't lost a lot of experience there. Always loved and adored spaceships. I mean, I watched the first episodes of Battlestar Galactica in 1978 with a helmet on and a Coke bottle between my legs to simulate a Viper launch every time out of the tubes.
Oh, so that's why. Okay.
Yeah, and I got a Viper tattooed on my arm. I loved the Star Wars battles where ships just zoomed and it was a marriage made in heaven. So I'm still a spaceship freak, but there's so little good spaceship battle miniatures stuff out there. I've been an X-wing guy for the longest of time. A little bit of Armada, and now the only drugs I have in this department is Fiery Void, and I play it daily for every day, all time. So I'm happy when there's a little blue box online that says like, hey, you got some moves to be done, or you got some fire orders, or you can actually listen to the pew-pew sounds we got and blow up a ship. So yeah, that's where I am.
Provided that you have more than a 12% to hit.
Oh man,
yes,
it's Jesus, that's incredible. I don't get that. So I mean, sorry listeners, you haven't got a clue where that's about, but I've been fighting Tom here with in an ancient battle between two ancient races, and I'm trying to hit him. And the ship is in front of me. It's like a barn, and I just have to shoot a barn, and I keep missing the barn. And it's right there, and I've got excellent shots, and it's creeping me up. So yeah, we are here together to talk about Fiery Void. You must have realized by now that it's a browser game, and it has been an old tabletop game that has been discontinued. So a bunch of people came together and made a game about it that we can play now, and it's been played all over the world, not by a lot of people, but this podcast is actually a means to get more people interested in the game, so we can have more people to shoot lasers at night, going pew-pew. That's the intent.
Yeah, folks, they get tired of shooting me all the time.
I don't know. I never get tired of shooting you. But when you explode so buoyantly. So is that a word, buoyantly? I don't think
Buoyant.
it is.
Well, it is now. Congratulations. You've
Yeah.
contributed to the English language.
Cool.
And you're not even American. Congratulations.
Nope. Never going to be. But I can maybe pass for one if you wanna. How was that?
So what's the next topic?
All right. What is Babylon 5 Wars? Well, Jeff already brushed up about it. So it's a game where it's a game that's actually based on Babylon 5's a great space soap. That's well, to be found, I guess, on DVD and on videotape maybe, and maybe a Blu-ray here and there.
I think it's on. I'd have to double check. It's streaming in some places as well at times too.
Yeah, I was about to say, for our people in the modern century, he's talking about streaming, because streaming used to come on physical media back in those days.
Okay, I didn't know that. So wasn't there? I'm just passing your sarcasm there like a pro. Wasn't there a reshoot or a relaunch a couple of years ago? What happened to that?
There's been a lot of discussion on that. I know the original creator has been looking at. He's been trying to buy the rights and start a reboot or something like that. That is unfortunately that has been, I think, in the works for 10 years now. I think the odds of that happening are slim to none.
Unfortunately, there's a very large player in the process that seems to keep giving him a headache.
That's a shame. It really is. Now, what made the original Babylon 5 series so great? I mean, everybody of us, we all watched Battlestar Galactica, we watched Star Wars, we watched Star Trek, Starship Troopers, you name it, we watched it. Being sci-fi nerds we are. But what is so special about Babylon 5?
That's a really
depth to it.
Yeah.
It was one of the first shows that you ever saw where they had a story planned out from the beginning with serialized episodes. Star Trek, you would hit and no offense to people who love Star Trek. I love the original series. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm a Q stan from, here till the end of time. But Babylon 5 gave you a story that didn't hit the reset button every week. Anyone that watched the episode Severed Dreams, that's an episode that changed the entire dynamic of the show. And it was an episode that no other series would have been willing to do. So I feel like its overall lasting impact on media is something that people have kind of overlooked, because it was on a network that, lasted all of a couple years before TNT ended up having to pull Babylon 5 out of the ashes.
So
I think that's a great. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, so no, Jeff, go ahead.
No, you had a question for Tom. Go ahead and ask that, and then I can jump in.
Yeah, but I was thinking about Babylon 5 Wars and the way Babylon. I was thinking about Babylon 5 and Babylon 5 Wars, and I was thinking about the similarities about this. Like, I always thought that Babylon 5 Wars, the game, was special. That it provided something that other games did not do. And I was making a similarity between that and the original Babylon 5 series. Like, that was also something that's out there and special. And I'm hoping to make that bridge to Fiery Void, for it being a browser game that's giving you something that's not out there, and a community that's giving you something that's not out there. So I was looking for a common red thread behind that to making a point, but I don't know what I don't know. I didn't play a lot of Starship games in the day. I once played BattleTech, and I play X-Wing and Armada, but what makes Babylon 5 Wars stand out as a game? I haven't played enough of that to know. That's what I want to know.
I think going with kind of building on what both you and Tom were talking about, what really made Babylon 5 interesting for me was the fact that, as you said, it had this story, the story that carried on. And it really does feel like lightning in a bottle type thing. If you look at how just the time brought everything together. It was also one of the very first shows that was heavily using computer generated graphics. So you compare what was going on initially with Star Trek, which again is using physical models, with what they were trying to do with Babylon 5, and it creates a very iconic look to the series. Now, granted, if you're trying to watch particularly the first season, yeah, those graphics they don't hold up quite as well. But the advantage with it though is that even though, okay, maybe the ship's flying around and things like that don't look as realistic as they could anymore, they did an excellent job of the world building. The units are iconic. I mean, even if you're a sci-fi fan, even if you don't like Babylon 5, you know what a Star Fury is. You've seen a Star Fury. I mean, and everyone knows what a Star Fury. I mean, heck, you go online and there's always Babylon 5 always comes up with these various other YouTube channels, things like that, and they're always bringing up Star Furies and a Viper and things like that. And so I think if you love spaceships, I mean, that's cool. I mean, they all have these unique, iconic designs. I mean, once you kind of get versed in the show, you see a ship, you know exactly which faction you're looking at, which is really kind of cool. But I think the show itself as well, again, as Tom was saying, it creates this great story. There's great characters. There's great design with how everything was going on, and it's just a lot of fun. And again, maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it was a lot of fun to follow with that.
Is that your go-to ship for the most iconic way to represent the game, the Star Fury?
I would have to say the Star Fury is probably one of the most iconic designs, both in the game and just in kind of a sci-fi in general. I think if you just look, you can see a lot of it everywhere. If you're in science fiction, you know what a Star Fury is.
Yeah.
For you, the same, Tom?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, how many times do you see arguments online about arguing which would win in a fight, a Viper or a Star Fury? The number of times I've seen that argument come up, it's absolutely crazy, because people have heard of Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar Galactica not only had the original series, it had the second season in 1980, which I'm sure you love too. And then, of course, it had its reboot, plus games that have gone along since, such as Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. So people have seen the Viper. They've heard of the Viper. The Star Fury is a bit more obscure, but the fact of the matter is, it was such a well-designed fighter that it just stands out. And when people are talking about best fighters in all of science fiction, the Star Fury always comes up, and it's often right towards the top.
It's the most ugly ship ever.
Okay, I think them's fighting words.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm quitting this podcast. I cannot support this message.
Take the Star Fury, put a Thunderbolt next to it. What's more pretty? What's prettier? The Thunderbolt. I mean, the Star Fury is a little canister with wings on it. That's it. It's small, stubby.
But that's all it needs to be.
And it will carry the day every single time.
Practical. It's practical. It's not pretty.
Well, that pretty much describes the Earth Alliance in general, though.
True. But if someone would come up to me and say, like, oh, that Omega Man, that's the prettiest ship I ever saw, I was like, are you insane? It's a brick. It flies like a brick. It turns like a brick. It shoots like a brick, but it's a brick. I mean, if I would name an iconic vessel, a Charlene, for instance. It's. I'm not a bonehead. I'm not a Minbari fan, but my God, it's gracious. It floats. It moves. It's a space whale. Take your Jaquan with the stripes and the red. And I hate the ships, but their Earth is so ugly.
Oh,
Sorry,
you've got to look at it. Look at the Hyperion. Oh, it's a beautiful ship.
The Hyperion is a pretty nice looking ship.
it's a Lego set.
It's a Lego
Hyperion.
set.
The Hyperion is a submarine that you just took out of the water and put in space.
Yeah, true. That's a fact. Never looked up at it.
With all of these statements harming the Earth Alliance, I'm going to have to resurrect a phrase of some friends of mine I had when we were back in college. Let's take this to the board.
We always do.
We're going to Fiery Void. We're going to solve it. We're going to settle this right now. You take
Next
your
time.
fancy. Yeah.
It's like a Batman episode. Next time you will see Jeff and Fred
Yes.
screaming like
Can
cheerleaders and clowning
can we
each
ask
other.
Doug to add Pow and Zako like things on the screen?
Jeez. That would be pretty good. Fred, I think you were also trying to kind of make the connection between the show and the game here, and
Yeah.
I really think what's kind of cool about this, about what drew me into the game itself, what was kind of that iconic through line with it. Well, as we've been talking about here, Babylon 5, the show was very unique for its time, and it remains unique. It is. I mean, it's won Hugo Awards, things like that for like you mentioned, Tom, Severed Dreams, and so it's this very unique science fiction show. And I think Babylon 5 Wars, the tabletop game, kind of helped capture that. Now, obviously, the Babylon 5, the show was always trying to say that, there was more than a message, hey, we're not going to go out there and just like shoot each other. That's obviously was not the message of Babylon 5. But what was kind of fun about the board game is that it kind of does kind of breathe life into the characters, into like the various factions that you see in the show. And in fact, the game itself was endorsed by the creator, J. Michael Straczynski, which is really kind of a cool component of the games. That this wasn't just a game that was built because by some fans of Babylon 5, which it was. It has the full endorsement of the creator of the show, and I think that's a fun aspect. And so for people who like to dig deeper into the lore of the setting and stuff like that, the B5 tabletop game has that. You have all these background sections and things like that. As for the game itself, it runs relatively quickly. Now, granted, when you're playing it on tabletop, it can still take a couple hours to play, particularly if you're doing like a tournament-size fleet. That's about for everyone who's not really familiar with it. You do points, you can purchase units, things like that, and a tournament-size fleet would be about 3,500 points, and that can take probably about 2 to 3 hours, including setup and playing the game and all that fun stuff. But compared to something like Starfleet Battles or other games, it still moved relatively quickly, which was nice. And it moves quickly with a level of detail and tactical decisions. Like, you're having to figure out, there's multiple things you have to think about when you're playing the game. You have to think about, how am I going to maneuver? How do I allocate my sensors? Which weapon systems are most effective in this situation? Things like that. And it does all of that without really being overly complex. Now, granted, it takes a little bit of time to kind of get the mechanics under your belt, but you have all these little fun decision points, and each faction operates differently. There's different tactics, different capabilities. And then bringing that all the way forward to Fiery Void, what's exciting about that is that Fiery Void, because it's this browser-based game, it takes all of that kind of math, as we were joking about earlier, and it puts it in behind the scenes. You don't have to worry about calculating the hit chances. You don't have to calculate X, Y, or Z. All of that's being done in the background for you. And
Thank God.
Yes. And on top of that, you can take much, much larger forces and still play the game relatively quickly. And that's because, one, a lot of the housekeeping stuff is being done behind the scenes. And two, I don't think we've mentioned this before, the game is done asynchronously. So that makes it a little bit weird to play. Sometimes you forget what you've been doing and what have I done? But you do your movement, and then a little bit later, when your opponent or opponents come in, they do their movement, and you go back and forth, and that's how we're able to have, like, Fred and I, we can have games even though we are 8 hours apart in time zone, and we're regularly having matches and things like that. So I think that's a key component. I'll stop talking.
No, I'm just separated from everybody from 8 or 9 time zones. I believe I have Wolfgang in my vicinity, and that's about it. For the rest, it's all Yanks out there.
Well, isn't Doug in Europe?
Yeah, Northern Europe. Yeah, right. He's in Sweden, so yeah, that yeah. I don't play it against Doug. He's mean. He's a mean guy.
Oh no.
Gauntlet thrown.
It's something Doug and I do. So yeah, well, I love him. I really do. So
it's a unique system. I think the being a browser, converting from tabletop to a browser based, I think that was the amount of work that when it has gone into it over the years has been, I mean, just jaw droppingly impressive.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, yes, and Marcin and company, everything like that. It's I mean, I've dabbled with it. I mean, I've helped put in some factions and stuff like that, but nothing to the degree of what the others have done. I mean, they have literally gone in and there's new stuff going in daily at this point. So it's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, just the amount of stuff that's been added since I joined last year.
Yeah.
You know, the different races, the different functionalities. You know, bringing in an ancient race that can basically cloak and jump mid combat. I mean, that's something that I was so excited to see. So, you know, I am so impressed not just with how well the game plays, but also the responsiveness. Like, if there's a problem, I can just shoot a message in the Discord in the bugs, or I can just message Doug directly and go, "Hey, is it supposed to do this?" And I'll usually get a response pretty quickly. So
yeah, it's incredible. It's like we have a game here with 35 races, a total of 300, 400, 500 ships maybe, and every month there's more and more and more. It's all the replay capabilities of the game are astounding. It's like there are still races, and I've been playing this game for about 10 years, 15 years, I don't know. There's still races I haven't figured out yet. I don't know how to use a lot of races. I don't know how to use, but I suck. But I mean,
give yourself credit. You are much better than what you say you are here.
Yeah, well, with certain races, but there are some things I don't let me fly Ipsha because I would fly into walls and stuff. So
I don't think anybody can fly Ipsha well.
Jonathan can, really. His little autistic brain is awesome for it. So he figured that out, and he can do that, and he calculates while he talks, and he's incredible. It's like Rain Man but better.
It's that math meme.
Yeah, man, it's incredible. You rock, Jonathan. It's like this game has so many facets and so many things. And recently we added scenery, we added obstacles and asteroids and moons. And that little, it's not little, I know, because it took a while to code, I guess. But that one thing added changed the game again. So
yes.
The way you play is completely different. And then you can go revisit all your old fleets and go, hey, I have a new way to play it with it. A base assault gives you another way to play it. We are now entering the age where we're doing campaigns and missions more, and that changes it. So I think we'll be playing this game for about in 10, 20 years still.
It's been exciting for people who are listening who have not ever played the board game, things like that. What's exciting about this is that what this is saying is that there are all kinds of as Fred, you were saying, there's unique facets to the game. There is multiple factions you can take. And for people who are familiar with Babylon 5 Wars, the tabletop, and may not have seen Fiery Void, the work that's been done, particularly in the past 2 years, has brought almost the entire rules suite and units list from the game into Fiery Void. So that's really exciting, because originally when I joined probably about 6-7 years ago, it was mostly the kind of the big four: Minbari, Centauri, Narn, Earth Alliance, and a few other factions. That was about it. So, and Fred, you can correct me if I'm probably not entirely correct there. But I think that is a fascinating aspect. But I think the other key point too is, from what we're talking about here, we're talking about all these cool features and facets, things like that. And I'm afraid we might be scaring someone who's never played the game off. I want to assure you that what's very cool about this is that the game can be very simple to learn from the base, to get the basics down. You don't have to know all the different factions of the game or all the different rules. You can jump in and start kind of moving around and firing a couple lasers off and things like that. And I think this also goes back to the community that we've been talking about. What's really cool about this community is that we've made a concerted effort to try to say, hey, are you a new player? Great. Let us know. We'll be happy to set up a match for you and things like that. If you say, hey, this is just me wanting to do some practice, you'll get more experienced players who say, hey, I'll jump in and I'll be happy to kind of work you through the process of things like that. And what's nice too is that the community has set up a couple different, if you will, tiers of things. If you say, hey, this is just a practice match or a friendly match, everyone understands, okay, hey, this match is for just kind of casual gaming, kind of the beer and pretzels, if you will, type game, or someone's just wanting to learn the rules or learn a new faction. And the community is great with that. They're not going to bring out, they're not going to just start doing the rules lawyering on you. We do have a ladder community where, okay, that's where things get a little bit more intense, because the matches are, you're trying to win those matches, things like that, and based upon where you're on the ladder. And then finally, we do try to do some tournaments from time to time, and that's when the knives come out. So that's where it's understood that, you're doing everything in your power to win that match.
Yeah.
But I think that's the cool point of this community, is that we understand that, we may have been playing this for many, many years. It's our hobby. We love it and things like that, and we're familiar with it. But someone who's new to the hobby is not going to have that depth of experience. And so, as a community, we like to try to be welcoming, and we're not going to sit here and bring in a new person and say, okay, hey, you can take your faction here, and I'm going to go take the Minbari and completely blast you to bits. No, we want you to understand, to enjoy the game like we enjoy the game, and that means teaching you the game.
Yeah, nobody in their right minds would take a new player and throw something on the board like Orania or something like that. So to show them off. Nobody would do that. So that would be just evil.
I have never done that to a brand new person.
What do you call a brand new person? 1 game in it, 2 games? You seal clubber you.
No, I always warn them ahead of time. I say, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? And then you have people like Jonathan who beat the crap out of me with it anyway. So
yeah. Fact is that we have a reasonable small community. It depends, actually. We have a Facebook group, and there are about 300 people on that. We have 150, 160 on the Discord channel. So those are respectable numbers, but only 10% of those people play. So for the longest time I can remember, we have had 12 to 15 hardcore players, and every time we get 2 or 3 people in who become hardcore and veterans, we lose 2 or 3 people. So we always stay at that 12 to 15 gap, and sometimes it can get... I've played some of you so much that I already know what you are going to do and when you are going to do it. And I'm sure that's the same with me. I know if I play Marcin, I'll lose. If I'll play Wolfgang, I'll lose. Doug, I have to claw my way to a draw maybe. And there's some of you that are about mid-tier like me, and then there are people who are a little less on the ladder. I'm not going to name names, but we kind of know where we are on the ladder and it's always cool when we get new people that we go, "Hey, newbie, let's play a game. I'll try to make it easy on you," and then he rips your pants off and shows you what a girly boy you are. So it's like, oh, I did not see that one coming. So but the intent of the podcast of the community is to get some more people in, and what Jeff said, it's not hard, but it's not easy neither. I mean, getting someone to for instance, stay clear of the pivot button is one. Never pivot. I mean,
yeah, do not pivot.
Do not pivot. Never pivot. I mean, if you're a fighter, pivot. If you're not a fighter, don't pivot. Ignore those buttons.
Yeah, do not pivot as an Omega ever.
No. I did that a couple of times, I guess. So it's not the easiest of game, but it's learnable. There's a learning curve that's doable if you get a little bit of help from us, and you'll get that, no problem. I'll cut that space out.
we were deep in thought from that. It's like, oh yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
It was profound. I was reflecting.
It's my job as a host to actually go, and what are your views about this, Tom? But I didn't do it, so it's my fault.
Well, and it's funny. It's funny you say that though about learning getting to know different players, that sort of thing. Like there are certain people I can expect certain things from, and I know people playing me can expect utter chaos at any given point in time because I like to try to be as unpredictable as I can be. And now that I'm going up against people that basically play, game it all out on a spreadsheet ahead of time, I have to be even more chaotic just to surprise them.
But that's I think I'm in your ball camp. Ballpark, not a ball camp. I played against Jonathan a while ago, and he said, "Man, playing against you is really something. You are an expert." I said, "No. Why would you say that? I can't figure you out." I said, "Jonathan, I can't figure me out." I mean, you have a way of playing. You have. I think he does this because that's his strategy, and then I go like, I'll just go left instead of right. No problem. And it's I play at the seat of my pants. I play chaos. I do things that others don't expect me to do, so I might win in that order because I suck at strategy. So Tom, you're about the same as me, doing stuff that's a little bit unconventional, I guess. Jeff, what kind of player are you?
Oh, what kind of player am I? Oh, yeah. I'm just happy I've avoided all the barbs that have been coming out so far. I've dodged all the comments at the moment. I'm not learning what you guys think of me though. That I gotta somehow figure out hear this later. Oh, what kind of player am I?
Which makes you boring, maybe?
Apparently, I guess. I drive a Volvo. It's beige. No. What is that? What is that from? I think that was from The Rock or something like that. But okay, let's see here. I would say I'm somewhat strategic with what I try to do. I particularly if I'm playing a match that it's more than just a friendly match where I mean you're the objective, you really are trying to get there and win, things like that. So I put some thought into how my fleet is assembled, how do my units work together, and things like that. And for me, I love taking fighters, and so you see that with the factions I'll fly. I like any faction that has good fighters. I mean, will draw my attention, and because they're fast, they're nimble, they do cool things.
Explode very easily.
They explode very easily. They make up for when I move my ships completely stupidly. Things like that. So yeah, I think there's a little bit. I definitely have some like strategic thinking with it, but at the same time too, there's a little bit of kind of flying by the seat of your pants when the match is going. So when it comes to my movement, I'll take a look to see what's going on and things like that. But and say, okay, this is where I think I'm going to try to go and stuff like that. And then sometimes I've realized that you do have to try to do something different, because particularly when you've played the same people a number of times, individuals kind of get to they'll know your patterns and things like that. So I'll sometimes try to take a completely different faction that no one has seen me fly very often, or do something just kind of off the wall with the force structure or things like that. Going, oh hey, look at that! You took 3 of those strange units. Why did you do that? Oh, I've never flown them before. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I think you're conservative, and I mean that in the best way possible. For instance, I have never ever seen you do a hard lock in turn 1, ever. I mean,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, and others like Mr. Morden Shrink, I know there's 50% that he'll do a hard lock turn 1.
yeah, he will.
Abe, just the same. He will try to do that and get away with it. So if you go a soft lock against them, they get some fire coming in. So some people really go into the chaotic, and some people go. I think you're a jack of all trades. I think, Jeff.
Yeah.
You're good.
You also tend to play pretty defensively. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Because anytime I've used anything that's ballistic heavy against you, getting hits on you in the first few turns is a veritable impossibility, because you're always using your fighters to escort your ships.
Yeah.
My Corleone fights against you have been so frustrating.
If that isn't the best plug for why you want to take fighters, ladies and gentlemen, that's it right there.
No, just let him go. Get him attacking. That's something else. I wanted to have a brief word about the community, because we've touched upon it. At my age, I've been a part of many tabletop and wargaming communities, and some have been good, some have been friendly, some have been toxic as hell. I have never ever met or found myself lucky to be in a community like this community, and that's sappy and stringy and a little bit moist, but I really mean that this is my family in space, more or less. So I've called a number of you guys my friends. I mean that, and
Even me?
Yeah, you're not there yet, but you're getting there.
It's because I like the other colonials, isn't it?
What other I don't know of any other colonials. I know of some atrocities in space, but yeah, well,
I'll fix them.
Yeah, you keep saying that. Mine do not need to be fixed. No, that's another topic, gentlemen.
Sorry.
It's just the best part of Fiery Void isn't the ships, isn't the game. It's great, but the community is awesome. And I cannot underline that better or more. It's what keeps me sane, this community, strangely enough.
Yeah, and one of the things that I have to say to that too is, it was like we were talking about with welcoming and somebody taking you under their wing. I mean, I was definitely welcomed when I came in last year. I had people who didn't hesitate to help me learn the game. And, you know, I know, Jeff, you were one of the first ones to really jump in there and help me. Kaneko was another one. Even though you all basically clubbed the heck out of me. And you were kind enough, by the way, to let me try the Orieni a second time after I completely messed up their mechanics.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a oops on my part.
No worries.
But the fact of the matter is you've been, like, you were patient with me as I was learning it. You were giving me advice, and that's something that I've tried to do as well. You know, anytime there's a new person in there, I will try to be their point of entry where I can be. I mean, anyone who's looked at the game lists, I'm known for having silly and ridiculous names of my games when I create them, and you know, I've been doing this one with one of our new guys where it's essentially different levels of education as you go through, you know, his high school, his post-secondary education, his graduate studies, his independent study, that sort of thing. So I try to do that same thing because I know what it's like to be new, especially to a game that can be as different as this one. So it's a ton of fun, and it's an amazingly welcoming community. The fact of the matter is you guys have been absolutely welcoming as can be to a little noob like me, and I can't recommend it enough to other gamers. I really can't.
Yeah, well, what we usually do is we try to lead people to the Discord. We have a Facebook page. We'll put every little bit of detail and URL and place in the show notes. Don't worry about that. So there is a Facebook community. It's not that busy because all the stuff is going on Discord. There is always someone on. 4 or 5, 6, 10, 12 people, and a lot of discussions are going on there. So what usually happens when someone new goes in, we say hello, we say, hey, can we help you with anything? Most of the people on Discord seem to be surprised by the enormous friendliness of the local cannibals, being us, and some of them disappear then. Those that stay, we can draw into a game, we'll draw into a second game, and from then and there they're hooked and they become regulars. So it's really, if you're new and you come on the Discord, don't be scared of us. We mean well.
Yeah, no, the sinners. That's enough sinister plotting. No, no, it's a. Again, I can't say enough. I second what both of you said, that it's a great community. The Discord, I mean, and every community is going to have their moments where it's like, oh, whatever. But at the same time, too, I mean, I think everyone does a really good job of trying to remember that we're an online community. And so it's like, oh, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I mean, we definitely watch it where we're trying to chat with each other. And I think as a community, too, it's very easy that you could wind up with someone who's very, very experienced and just kind of exploiting new people as they come on. It's like, oh, hey, well, I'll do a match and just club you to death. But that doesn't happen.
Which I don't do.
No, and I think that's, again, the welcoming aspect and just the overall positivity of the group. I mean, we've got some channels that are, completely. What was it? Fred, you and some others have some miniature painting that you guys are showing. And I mean, and I agree with you. I mean, a number of the people on there. I'm fast friends with now. I mean, we've met online and we're chatting almost every other day, which is a lot of fun.
And one day we'll meet up somewhere in the Bahamas.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I think it's a great community to work with, and so I think that's, and I think what's neat about it too is that, I mean, you don't have to be playing every single day to participate, things like that. I mean, we chat about the lore, we chat about, just day-to-day stuff, we chat about games, and even if you're not in a match or anything like that, I mean, hey, come on down, let's tell us what you like. And because at the end of the day, this is a hobby that we all love. I mean, we love Babylon 5, we love Fiery Void, and let's have fun. But I think for everyone who's kind of been listening, you've probably heard us kind of bring up a number of technical things from the game, which may not make a whole lot of sense at this point. And kind of, I think a lot of our goal here is we'll talk about some of those things in more specific episodes. And this has just been kind of the introduction to hopefully not scare you away.
Yeah, well, I know it's a full hour of three guys blabbing and sharing inside jokes and stuff, but there's got to be a first episode, and in that first episode you say who we are, what do we do, and also what can you expect. So in the future you can expect everything. So to all our 15 listeners, you can expect a lot of content about races, about fleets, about strategy, about ship design, about anything. We have tons and tons of material to go through. So,
and it's possible I may be recast by Bruce Boxleitner in the next episode. Who knows?
Isn't he 80 or 85 now?
It's a good question.
It's a podcast. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he can still voice Tron. He can do this.
Abso-fragging-lutely, damn it. So next episode, what are we going to do next episode? I don't know yet, actually. I put it into the script, like we talk about a small teaser of what we're going to do next time, but I don't know what we're going to do next time.
I think we have to edit that in.
Yeah, I mean, I would say we should do a basic intro to the races, starting with the big four.
The races or the game?
You're right, game.
So maybe we can do both. Maybe we can do. We're going to try to get some video out as well, because we are going to put this out on YouTube mostly. So it could be that for this episode there will be just a logo or a screen in the background. But in the future we're going to try to have some video for you as well. So if we explain something, that we might as well show you in the game what we are doing. Could be that I'm putting some video in the background of random games. But we'll figure it out next time. So yeah, that's a good idea. Next time we'll just do we'll do a game, and we pull someone through the game, someone who has never played it before, and we'll not let them play Orieni.
They're not that bad.
No, because I played Lunara the week earlier. She played Dilgar, and she blew away my Orieni like nobody's business. So I was actually going like, hey, I've got this. These guys are unbeatable. No, they're not. I was really humbled.
No,
totally.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why whenever I see certain people complain about how overpowered they are, I'm like, they're really not. You just have to know how to fight them.
Yeah, you have to know what to do, but that's the same with all of them, of course. You have to know how to fight Centauri, you have to know how to fight Minbar, you have to know how to find the Bloody Ipsha. I mean, it's the first time you face something like those black stilettos, I mean, I had no idea. But I also had no idea what my ships can do. So yeah, well, probably I can fly them a lot better next time. But at the moment, I'm a little bit stumped there.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I feel like they don't hit hard enough to do anything. So,
well, they're just so little of them. I mean, how much do your ships cost? 4,000, 5,000?
Let's see the which one. The Dark Knife is like 4,000 something.
That's more than a full. But imagine, sorry, listeners, we're really going off on a tangent here. If a full Centauri fleet of 3,500 points faces one Dark Knife, surely they cannot hit it ever.
That's true.
So there's no point in doing that, because a Shadow Cruiser you can hit maybe, but this you can't hit. It's impossible.
Well, you may get one shot at the Shadow Cruiser before it decides to, slice you in half.
Yeah, true. That's also right.
Screams and goes away.
Yeah. Right. So that would be it for episode 1. Do you guys have any shout-outs?
No, not at the moment. I think I'm looking forward to seeing how this works out, and should be exciting. Hopefully it's exciting.
Yeah, it will be. Tom, got anything?
I'd just like to give a shout out to Alex Rogan, who is currently out there defending the frontier against Zur and the Codan Armada.
Right. I had no idea what are you talking about, but hey, Alex, keep up the good fight. The
Last Starfighter?
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, man, I forgot about that. I got to see that. Thanks a lot.
Now, as much as I love the Star Fury, the Gunstar is my favorite all-time fighter.
It is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know. So many have to choose from.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to have a new... the next podcast will be all of us
pronouncing all the races.
Yes. How did you pronounce that? I have no idea.
We do it phonetically.
Orieni. Orieni.
For instance, I never say Narn. I say Narn. So it's like... But that's my Centauri upbringing, I guess. So.
And you go, Mr. Garibaldi.
Mr. Garibaldi. How good is it?
I'm not even going to try because I can't do it.
No, you can't. You can do it in Flanders, though.
Great. I feel so much better now.
I'm sorry. So
I'm in danger.
people out there, we're going to sign this off. We had fun. I hope you had a little bit more fun. If you have some feedback for us, we will tell you where you can go and shout at us and maybe give us some pointers for next one. And we'll see you next time in Fiery Void. Bye-bye.
Enjoy.
Folks.